In the final part 5, we'll talk about the human side. How isolation, silence, and ego can accelerate the domino effect, and how to build a communication culture so that it stops the domino effect from happening. Welcome to part 5, the final part of the series on how to avoid the domino effect. There is one more mindset pattern that quietly turns small problems into big disasters. That is the founder's tendency to take decisions in isolation and the culture of silence that often develops around them. When entrepreneurs feel pressure, they respond by closing in. They stop sharing the accurate information with the team just to avoid panic. They carry the entire mental load alone, assuming no one will understand. They present a front of everything is fine, even if they are struggling inside. At the same time, in many organizations, mistakes are punished harshly. People are afraid to bring the bad news. Early warning signals are kept quiet until they become a big crisis. In that environment, the domino effect becomes absolute guaranteed. Small issues are hidden, patterns are not discussed until it is too late. By the time founder hears the truth, 2-3 dominoes have already happened. A different mindset says, my job is not to look invincible. My job is to know the facts and act on it. This leads to two very practical shifts. Firstly, you build psychological safety in your team. You explicitly tell them the bad news early is rewarded, not hiding them. When someone brings a problem, your first reaction is curiosity, finding what has happened, not blaming them. You treat early stage issues as opportunity to fix the process and system, not as a proof that someone is useless. Second, you build support around yourself as a founder. You have at least 1 or 2 people around you as mentors, advisors, or peers, whom you can speak openly with what is happening in the business. You don't make every major decision alone in your mental ego chamber. You are willing to say, I don't know, and seek perspective. When you and your team can talk about small cracks openly, then you can together solve this before they become structural breaks. That is the opposite of domino effect. Think about it. A culture of people speaking up early. Systems are improved often. Leaders think in the long term, and problems are contained instead of dramatized. We'll still face problems and challenges, but they will be contained. You will rarely feel like a collapse. As you reflect on the series, here are a few questions that you can take back and ask your own self. In the last crisis I faced, did I catastrophe or I contained? Did I only fix the surface problem or I fixed the foundation? Did I make decisions purely from a short-term fear perspective or I made decisions from a long-term perspective? Am I currently operating from isolation and silence or from communication and support? Pick one mindset shift that resonated with you, and for next 30 days, you should practice that day in, day out. Remember, entrepreneurship will always involve challenges, surprises, and shocks. You cannot control the push that hits the first domino, but with the right mindset, you can still decide what happens next. You can choose to let one issue knock down other 10, but you can also choose to build a system which can weather this better and let your business stand stronger even after that. Your job is not to create life without problems. Your job is to become a kind of an entrepreneur who knows that problems are single tile in the wall and not the entire wall itself. Thank you for investing your time in the series. If this helped you, share it with at least one entrepreneur that you think will be benefited by the series. Till the next time, stay strategic and keep going. Make sure you let your business be built in such a manner that it does not fall down just because of one external domino effect. Thank you.
You can't stop the first domino from being pushed, but you can stop the rest from falling. That's what resilient entrepreneurship is all about.